Hello, I'm Hansi Parchment. You're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.
Golden Ricketts, how are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. How are you?
I am well. You've made my night. Before we get started, please go ahead and big up the greatest parish in Jamaica.
You're putting me on the spot. So I'm gonna big up St. Thomas because I was born there, and I'm also gonna big up St. Andrew because I grew up there.
I love that. I'll take that. 14.94 games record. You weren't playing about tonight, were you?
No, I definitely knew that the girls were coming out here to fight, so I had to bring my A game and war them.
What got you going? Was it the cold or was it something else?
It's the cold. I like competing in the cold for some strange reason, but then after the first jump, I feel like it got even colder, and then the breeze started changing. So, yeah, I don't know.
What next? What's next for you in terms of achievement? Because this is your greatest career medal, isn't it?
Yes. Apart from the World Championships, yes, this is my first gold. So what's next? I have the Monaco Diamond League next week, and I'm also going to be participating at the Knockout Championships in Bahamas.
Amazing stuff. And how does it feel to inspire the little kids in St. Thomas? Because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of them with their eyes gripped to the screen saying, I want to be like Golden Ricketts.
Yes, definitely. I hope to be an inspiration to them. I hope they see themselves in me. If them foot long, them can try the triple jump. You know, if them slim, them can try the triple jump or even high jump.
What if them have short foot?
If them have short foot, then can try to cause some foot short too.
Amazing. Best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
My followers, I'm back again, guys. That's twice in one day. Sorry. You guys are probably going to get sick and tired of me before I forget my manners. Good afternoon, good evening, and possibly good morning. All depends on where you're based in the world. First through the door, as always, Mr. Scott. How are you? I know you're in a delightful mood, given what we've seen on display in the UEFA Women's Champions League, and Kayla McCoy and Rangers as well. She's having a clinical season, an absolutely clinical season up in Scotland. And you guys should be more than aware of that because they do talk about the Reggae Girls on our weekend show on the Sunday. So you guys should definitely be in the loop with the Reggae Girls and all that's happening with their respective club. We're gonna be respective clubs, I should say. We're gonna touch on a few of the Reggae Girls there tonight. But the main focus of tonight's show is about none other than Kayla McCoy. Pretty sure some of you should know the full-time results by now. And if you don't know the full-time results in the first leg of the second round of the UEFA Women's Champions League, unfortunately, it's Benfica who walked away with the all important points in their back pocket, beating Kayla McCoy's Rangers 3-2. A double came from Kayla McCoy. One in the first half. Let me know which goal you guys prefer. Because I'm sat here and I'm looking at the replay and I'm just like, which do I prefer? The thumping header to give Rangers the opening goal, or do you prefer Kayla McCoy's second goal? Low, direct and heavy in the second half. 58 minutes to be accurate. To level the scoring to make it 2-all at that stage of the match. Unfortunately, like I said, Rangers fell to a 3-2 defeat, and that was in credit to a own goal. Looks a bit sloppy. I've been sat here, hence the delay on giving you guys the live stream, and I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like, no VAR in play to rely on. But what happened was the goalkeeper, Rangers goalkeeper, basically caught the ball and just kind of backtrack into her net. Complete mistake, bit of a shocker on her behalf. But it would have been nice to see the video assistant referee look at that one. Guys, I caught a quick little glimpse of it. Didn't really see it fully, but I could tell that obviously the goal was given as a own goal, and it's literally because the goalkeeper caught the ball and just backtrack into her goal with it. So she'll be kicking herself, but there is still a second chance. The second leg gets on the way next week. So we're going to talk about all of that. Yes, she's looking clinical, and I'm so happy for her. I'm delighted for Kayla McCoy and for also Tiffany Cameron. I know we spoke about Tiffany Cameron on the afternoon show. I was trying to figure out, was it the morning or the afternoon? Afternoon show for me, morning for you guys. And we spoke about Tiffany Cameron picking up the Hungarian Women's Player of the Year award for the 2021-2022 season for her goals, assists, and all-round contribution for Eto FC in the top flight of women's football in Hungary. And those are two players since last season who are bang in form, and they seem to be getting better and better. And long may it continue, because that could only be a positive for us where the Reggae Girls are concerned at international level. If we can get the likes of Tiffany Cameron and Kayla McCoy fine-tuning themselves, staying on that trajectory which they're currently on, and it's a positive one. It's one that's beautiful on the eyes. Week in, week out, they're getting their name on the score sheet. Kayla McCoy had her name on the score sheet midweek for Rangers in their league game. Similarly, you had Tiffany Cameron on the score sheet for Eto FC in Hungary over the weekend. So two players there in the central forward position that we can rely on when it comes to needing to not be so heavily reliant on Khadija Banishaw, because yes, she's outstanding, but she can't do it all. And thankfully, we have two solid forwards that we can, like I said, rely on. So yes, it is early days to predict who's going to be making that all-important roster for the World Cup. But so far, in terms of our forwards, the likes of Kayla McCoy, Bunny Shaw, and Tiffany Cameron, they're definitely holding their heads high. And I could safely say that they at least should be proud of themselves. And I can't, if things continue on this trajectory, I should think that names, those particular names there, will be making the roster. But it is a long season. I'm praying that above everything, outside of scoring the goals and getting the assists or being part of those all important build up play, that they remain injury free, because that is single handedly the most important thing. Yes, they are forwards and it is their jobs to score goals, get assists, but you need to be fit, both physically and mentally, to even be within a chance of making the starting 11 for your respective clubs. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm never tired. Thank you, Tuffy. Thank you. The Reggae Girls definitely needs the big up. Oh, well, I try my best. I'm always grateful that you guys are there in the comment section. Like I said, you guys give me that extra bit of kick, extra bit of life to come on here and give you guys the all important conversation regarding the Reggae Girls and also the Reggae Boys as well. I know I try to stay away from the Reggae Boys, and you guys know the reason for that. The whole heap of negativity, toxicity that surrounds the Reggae Boys. Not necessarily the Reggae Boys themselves, but the team around the Reggae Boys. And I'm not referring to the coaching setup or anything of that matter, but it has at times been just too toxic and too draining for me to dive into. I'm hoping with the new gaffer things will change and we can start to enjoy watching the Reggae Boys again. But fingers crossed, and hopefully that will be the same, because that will be the case, because I want to enjoy men's football again. At the moment, I'm not really enjoying it unless I'm looking at how they perform for their respective clubs within their leagues across the diaspora. If it's not that, I'm not really enjoying things at the moment. Don't know how you guys feel, but that's just how I feel. So yes, we're going to continue to talk about Women's Champions League, and the main focus of tonight's show is Kayla McCoy. You guys can go ahead and read what it says in front of you for the headline. And if you don't want to read it, I'll go ahead and read it for you. It says Kayla McCoy scored twice in the Champions League. And we're going to be talking about that. Also, depending on how you guys are feeling, if you want me to brush on a few of the talking topics from this afternoon's show. Earlier on, I did give you guys a live stream, which lasted a little over an hour. If you want me to just touch on a couple of the talking points from that stream, then I'm more than happy to do so before I sign off. I've already touched on Tiffany Cameron, so I guess it's only fair if I go ahead and do the same for the rest of the talking topic. Why not? I can't touch on Cameron and not touch on the two other main talking points. One of the other talking points there was the congratulations which went to, I should say, Rebecca Spencer and she marked a pivotal moment, a historic moment in her career. 100 appearance in her back pocket for the Barclays Women's Super League. So, in case you guys are not familiar with the Barclays Women's Super League, that is the top flight of women's football in England, and Rebecca Spencer reached that tremendous achievement playing between the sticks for Tottenham, and she did so on the opening day of the new season. So the 2022-2023 season is finally up and running as it relates to top flight women's football in England. And Rebecca Spencer and Tottenham started things off on a winning momentum, beating the Foxes, that's Leicester City, 2-1. Good news there in that game. I did discuss this over the weekend. We had Drew Spence putting her name on the score sheet. A little bit of an unfortunate hiccup there for Drew Spence. Scored twice, one in the right net and the other in the not so right net, but we're not going to beat her for that. The most important thing from that game is the full-time score, and the full-time score is a beautiful reading. It read 2-1. Right. Big up you guys there in the comment section, each and every one of you. Mr. Williams, where have you been? You must have been in hiding. Good day. Can't remember the last time I saw you. And if I have seen you around then, apologies for not hailing you up. Or maybe I did hail you up and I just don't remember. Either way, my apologies. Right, so tonight's game was an entertaining one, guys. I keep actually rewatching it as we speak. So that's why I keep glancing up at my TV, looking at the game. Keep going over Kayla McCoy's 2 goals there. If you're just tuning in, Kayla McCoy struck twice, as it says right in front of you, in the UEFA Women's Champions League. And that is the first leg of the second round, just for the purpose of clarity and transparency. That is the first leg of the second round, and she did so against Benfica. And like I said, guys, entertaining game. The hosts, and the host would have been Rangers. They're top of the table in Scotland. Sound a little bit repetitive for those of you who tune into my weekend shows, so you would have already known that Kayla McCoy and Rangers are top of the league, sitting pretty at the top in Scotland. Top flight of women's football in the women's Premier League. And it makes for, actually, I'm being a little bit selfish with you guys, so let's go ahead and look at that league quickly. Let's look at the table together, because I'm being a little bit selfish with you guys. My apologies. I got 101 tabs open. Which is which? That is the question. Let's see if I can figure this one out. Want to open the right tab, but I don't even know if I'm going to. All right, let's take a little gamble. Is that the one? Yes, it is. Okay. So you should be looking, let's see if you guys are seeing this. Right. So you're looking at the Scottish Premier League there for the women's teams. That's why it says SWPL. And as it says there right on the tin, 5 matches played, 5 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, maximum points in their back pocket, 15 points in their back pocket. And they've got a healthy goal difference there. 35 is their goal difference, sitting pretty at the top. And that is a club belonging to Kayla McCoy. Now, they also played against a team in tonight's UEFA Women's Champions League. We're also sat at the top of their league, and that team is Benfica. Benfica, 2 matches played, 2 wins, 0 draws, 0 losses, maximum points of 6 in their back pocket, and they have a goal difference of 10. So tonight's game was always going to be a entertaining one. It was always going to be a hard-fought battle, or at least I thought it was a hard-fought battle. So it's safe to say that Kayla and Rangers had to rely on patience to settle into tonight's game. Patience to finally break the deadlock. And thankfully, the player to do that is one of her own, Kayla McCoy, scoring the 2 goals there for Rangers. So there's actually, I mean, if I could get that, let's see if I can get up the results there in front of you guys so you guys can look at tonight's results. And let me close the other tabs that's irrelevant. Right, so let me just remove this one there, guys, and let's get up. Let me get up the appropriate graphics there for you guys, so you guys can have a look at it with me whilst I talk through the game. Yeah, so you should be looking at tonight's results. As I said, Benfica, unfortunately, walking away with 3 points in their back pocket for the first leg in round 2 of the UEFA Women's Champions League. Now, there's still some positive there to dive into. We have already been following Kayla McCoy and Rangers for the duration for their participation in this season's Champions League. So we've already given them plenty of flowers, plenty of credit. In the initial stages there of the UEFA Women's Champions League, we know that they made their debut, and they did so against the Hungarian champions. And I'm talking about top flight of women's football in Hungary. They made their debut against the Hungarian last season's champions in Hungarian women's football, and they did that some weeks ago. So if we could do a little bit of a backtrack, let's see if I could just go and look at Rangers women, so you guys can get a rough idea as to what I'm talking about. See if I can scroll up. I hope you guys can see me scrolling up, because this one was over a month ago. Time really does fly. So you can see there on both occasions in the UEFA Women's first round of the qualifiers, Rangers did their job. And this was the game against the Hungarian women's champions. 2 champions within their respective leagues going head to head. And thankfully, it's Rangers who came out on top, beating the Hungarian women's team 3-1, and this was their debut. And as you can see here, the most important bit here, it will all make sense once I get to the point I'm trying to make. As you can see, if you cast your eyes at the bottom of the screen, you would see that this one was played away from home, meaning away from home for Kayla McCoy and Rangers. And if we go over to their second game, again, let me check my tab to see that you guys can see it. So you can see it, but it's not really doing much, is it? Okay, yeah, it is doing what it should be doing. All right. Let me take off this. My shared screen's a little bit delayed, so you guys can't see what I'm pointing at. So let me remove this shared screen and go again, because it's not doing the job. Good thing I stopped and looked at the screen for you guys. Okay, there we have it. All right, you guys should be looking at the screen the same time as me. Yeah, that makes more sense. So, okay, these 2 games here, these were the fixtures from the first round of the UEFA Women's qualifiers for the Champions League, right? So I don't want to repeat myself, but just so you guys can see what I was pointing out, this was the first game against the Hungarian women's champions, where Rangers made their Champions League debut. And like I said, let me just click on it so you guys can see what I was pointing out. This one was played away from home, right? And if we go over to their second game in round 1, you can also see that this game was also played away from home. But on tonight's occasion, if we scroll down to the present, so all these between August the 18th and the present, these fixtures here sandwiched in the middle, these were league games. As you can see, Scottish Women's Premier League, these are all league games. So if we scroll down to tonight's game, bit of a positive to take away from tonight's match, irrespective of the result. This one was played at the Ibrox, so this was a debut for women's Champions League football being played at the Ibrox. So there's still some positives there to look at outside of the score line. And like I said, fret not, because Kayla McCoy and Rangers will be giving it another spin in round 2, and that one will be played next week. Right, so hopefully that all makes sense to you guys. Okay, so if you guys want to call into the show, you are more than welcome to do so. All you have to do is just dial the number as it is on the screen. So get dialing on WhatsApp with your +44. If you're having any issues calling in, please do let me know, and I'll do my best to try and assist you. But hopefully you won't need my assistance, but I will try nevertheless. All right, let's just make sure that everything is working my end. Bear with me there, guys. Let me just double check something, because earlier on the afternoon show, we had a little bit of a hiccup here and there. So I just want to make sure that this time round, we don't get none of that. Looks like it's all right to me. Yes, so if you guys want to call in, you're more than welcome to go ahead and try that. And everything looks like it should be working. Right, so probably take this one to half an hour for you guys. That's if any of you fancy calling in. I see us qualifying for the next World Cup also. You speaking about the women's team there, Mr. Rockford? You're speaking about the women's team. Good evening to yourself. How are you? How you doing? Did you manage to get in touch with Miss Panton? I'm not really sure if you managed to make any contact with Miss Panton, but hopefully you did. Right. So if you're just coming into the live stream, the headline reads for itself. It says Kayla McCoy scored twice in the Champions League, and that is the UEFA Women's Champions League, right? And that is 2 goals on tonight's occasion against Benfica. So yeah, like I said, guys, the reigning champions, I should say. I probably didn't touch on this earlier on. Reigning champions, Rangers, and let's just remind ourselves that they went through last season's campaign undefeated. So there are no pushovers. Did have a little bit of a slow start in tonight's game, but they crept into it, thankfully, through Kayla McCoy, right? So plenty of positives there to dive into if you support Kayla McCoy and Rangers, the reigning, the current champions in Scotland, where women's football is concerned, belongs to Rangers, and they did so undefeated last season. And now this season, more positivity to dive into, given that they've made their Champions League debut, and they've also made a Champions League home debut as well. So there's plenty there to be positive about. All right. So if you guys want to call in, Mr. Beckford, if you have anything that you want to say before I sign off, now is your time, guys, because I will be leaving you shortly. Let me just go over a few things that I touched on my earlier afternoon live stream. So if you missed that one, we celebrated Tiffany Cameron. So let's go ahead and turn on that shared screen again. This one is doing my head in tonight. It's not doing what it should be doing. It's got a mind of its own. The shared screen has a mind of its own tonight. Don't ask me why, but we're going to try and give this a spin for Tiffany Cameron's sake. Right, so you should be looking at my Twitter page there with the following, and it reads as follows. Tiffany Cameron has been named Player of the Year at the Hungarian Gala Dinner ceremony. So this one was a special occasion last night, and as I said earlier on in the stream, this was a award given to Tiffany Cameron for her goals, for her goal contribution. So that's both scoring goals, assisting goals, and her overall play. Don't think it could have gone to any other player but Tiffany Cameron. Absolutely richly deserved. And there it says for the 2021-2022 season. And I know this is the image that you've all been waiting on. So there you go. You have it. Tiffany looking stunning in her dress and her award as well. And we also touched on Rebecca Spencer for Tottenham. So I can go ahead and bring up that shared screen for you guys as well. If I can find it, that is. Yeah, there we go. Also touched on Rebecca Spencer. And this is beautiful reading if you support Tottenham, but more importantly, the Reggae Girls' 100th appearance in the Barclays Women's Super League, and that is the top flight of women's football in England. And it reads as follows from the official Tottenham Hotspur's women's account. It reads as follows: huge congratulations on reaching the special milestone at the weekend. And like I said, they kickstarted their current league campaign, defeating the Foxes 2-1. And we had another bit of celebration our way in that particular game with Drew Spence finding the back of the net. Had no signal earlier on. How's your signal now? To be fair, I had a little bit of an issue with the phone, but I think it's all sorted out now. I had a bit of an issue, but I think we're all good to go. Thank you to those of you who have hit the like button, by the way. 19 of you, I don't even have 19 people watching, so I don't really know where 19 of you came from, but thank you, manageable people. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Lee. How you doing? What's on the dinner menu, guys? You guys tried to pull a fast one on me, thinking I wasn't going to ask you. What's on the dinner menu, people? I might invite myself round. If not, have a bit of manners and please do eat for both of us. So let me know what's on the dinner menu, guys. I feel like there's something I'm supposed to tell you, but for some reason I've lost train of thought. And what's going to happen is I'm going to close the show and then I'm going to remember. That's always the case. So yeah, if you guys want to call in, you are more than welcome to do so. Let's see. Reggae have a lot of talented young players. I see us qualifying for the World Cup after 2023 also. I second that. They have a system, don't they? So I second that. Good to hear that you're well. Good to hear that you're in good health. Why are you frustrated? Safe travel. You're always on the graveyard shift. So safe travel. I hope that you make it to work safe and sound. Let me just go over my notes, guys, because I do know that there's something there that I'm not telling you guys, or maybe I've said it already and my mind's just playing tricks on me. Looks like I've actually covered everything for this particular live stream. So what I can do is also reiterate what was said on this afternoon's live stream as it relates to Damien Lowe. I think now I'm going to have to close some of my tabs because it's becoming a little bit confusing at the top. So just bear with me there, guys. Let me just close some of these tabs because they're driving me absolutely crazy. Okay, that's better. So yeah, I'm gonna round off tonight's show by talking about the Damien Lowe incident regarding the allegations of racial abuse over the weekend, and Damien Lowe is the center of the abuse, unfortunately, right? So we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to close off on the show. So let's go ahead. Actually, I'm doing this wrong. So let's go ahead and actually reread that press release there from the Jamaica Football Federation. Just give this one a quick little read for you guys. So I'm not gonna bring this one up on screen. I will bring up the article up on screen for you guys, but not the press release. So let me just go ahead and read that for you. And this was a statement that was put out. Actually, no, I changed my mind. I'm doing you guys injustice. Let me bring that on screen for you. Why not? Stop being stingy. So should be able to read this one with me. The JFF stands in support of Damien Lowe. And the most important bit here is this paragraph here. The Jamaica Football Federation stands in full support of national player Damien Lowe after reports he was addressed with a racial slur in a game on Sunday evening. So we're gonna get into the game and what was allegedly took place. And basically the Football Federation went on to letting us know that the Major League Soccer MLS is investigating the incident, and more importantly they echoed that they strongly condemns any racism in any form, whether on or off the field of play. Again, reiterating that they will give the necessary support to Damien Lowe. Also, just to remind you guys, this isn't something that is uncommon to us, guys. Let's just remind ourselves that earlier on in the summer, another one of our player, this time relating to the women's senior team, so the senior women's national team, and this one reads as follows: in July, senior women's national team player Truda Carter was the target of racist taunts coming from a section of the crowd in Mexico at the CONCACAF Women's Tournament. So that's the second time within months that one of our players, doesn't matter if they're a regular starter, doesn't matter how important they are to our squad, both players are important to the men and women's senior team. It's unfortunate that both of them have had to deal with cases relating to said topic, right? So what we're going to do now, I'm going to remove this. Okay, let me give it a little read. Good evening, Rochelle. How was work? Oh, okay, well, you've pretty much answered my question. I'm happy for you. Long may it continue. The last bit of the text. What are the odds? What are the odds? Let me just message you back. One moment there, guys. All right. I hope they're well behaved, by the way, Miss Brown. It's funny how no signal was from my house to the distance I walked before it picks back up again. Good day, hot chili pepper. How you, sir? How you doing? What's on the dinner menu? All right, guys. So let me close off on this tab, and let's go ahead and open up my final tab for tonight's stream. This thing keeps dangling and I'm thinking that it's something else. The wires from my headphones, and ever so often I have to do a little jump. I'm doing a little bit of a flinching, thinking that it's something else, one of those little creepy crawly things. Okay, all right, let's turn on another shared screen. Should be able to see this one, right, guys? You guys should be able to see. Yep, you can. And if you can't see at any point, drop a comment in the comment section and I'll do what's necessary to bring it up on screen for you. I'll take a little quick glance on the comment section as I go through the article. So I won't complete the reading of the article without checking in on you guys. So feel free to drop your comments and I'll get back to you in a short while. So this one is a pretty basically an in-depth reading as to what is alleged to have occurred over the weekend in relation to Damien Lowe, right? So we've already heard from the Jamaica Football Federation echoing their support for Damien Lowe. And now we're just going to go through a short reading of what allegedly took place. So Major League Soccer, and that's MLS, has launched an investigation following allegations of racism during Sunday's encounter between DC United and Inter Miami. United forward Taxi Fontes was accused of directing a racial slur towards Inter defender Damien Lowe. The 27-year-old has denied using the despicable word, and is saddened to be falsely accused. And he apparently said on his social media, "I did not use the word I am being accused of using." He went on to saying that the slur is one that he denounced and did not use it. He says, "We had a hot discussion on the field, but I have not racially abused anyone. I firmly reject racism in any form. It is despicable." Um, And he says, I have many friends from many cultures. I always respect. This writing is actually quite small in front, on the screen in front of me. I'm surprised I can actually see it. All right, let's give that another spin, guys. He said, I have many friends from many cultures. I always respect the culture, religion, and skin of each person. I am therefore very upset by this accusation and saddened to be falsely accused. Post match, Inter Miami's manager Phil Neville said there was a racist comment that was unacceptable. A word that was used that I think is unacceptable in society, and I think is the worst word in the world. Neville, along with his DC United counterpart, Wayne Rooney, was asked to talk to the referee after the altercation. And this is what was said, guys. There is no place at all for racism on a football field or society. A statement released by Rooney's club read as follows: DC United are aware of an allegation involving a player during the match against Inter Miami. Let's see if you guys can still see it. Yes, you can still see it. All right, let's go back over. It says the club will work closely with Major League Soccer and Inter Miami to investigate the incident. With play paused, Neville entered into discussion regarding whether his players should have whether his players should have should leave the field. I was thinking reading things that's not even there, guys. Whether his players should leave the field following the clash between Greek international Fontes and Jamaica's Law at the Aldi Field in Washington. On resumption, Fontes, who shortly scored before the incident to make it 2-2, was substituted almost immediately by DC boss Rooney. Praising the handling of the incident, Neville said, I must commend my players for keeping their calm, and I must also commend the referee. In a really difficult situation, he followed the protocols set out by the Major League Soccer. I must also give massive, massive respect to Wayne Rooney for dealing with it in the way that he did. I've always known Rooney for as a class act, and today he went up in my estimation more than he has ever done, more than any goal he has ever scored. Right. And as for the referee, he said that neither he or any of the on field officials heard a racial slur being used, while the incident was also checked by VAR, video assistant referee. In a statement, the MLS said MLS has zero tolerance for abusive and offensive language. We take all allegations very seriously. An investigation into this matter will begin promptly. A little bit of a positive news there if you support Miami, into Miami, that is, and Damian Lowe. Miami won the game 3-2 thanks to a late goal from Gonzalo Higuain. Oh, right. All is well at the moment. That's what I like to hear. That's right, Mr. Rockford, but I have an excellent signal throughout the day, oftentimes before the What are the odds? All right, guys, I'm gonna give you maybe 2 more minutes, make this one 40 minutes, and then I'm going to call it a day. Is it too late for a dessert, guys? It is about 12 a.m. Is it too late for a dessert? I'm feeling to go and have myself a little bit of a dessert. I like to treat myself now and again, you know. Oh God, I'm looking at Kayla McCoy's celebration for her first goal. Absolute thumping bullet header, this one, guys. Goalkeeper couldn't do nothing to stop that one. Couldn't stop her second one either. Two different goals being scored by Kayla McCoy in the Champions League. Wow. All right. So which incident are you referring to, Rockford? Because no, if you're asking me, no, they're not. It's never see. This is why I like you. This is why I like you, hot chili. Yes, absolutely. You're speaking my language. You're definitely speaking my language. All right, let me do something quickly for you guys. Let's do a quick little. So I think that is it for me and you guys tonight, guys. Did this live stream earlier than usual, so sorry. Oh, the racial slur. Oh, okay. I thought you meant the goal. I was like, well, no, there's no VAR for that. Well, the MLS are investigating the matter, aren't they? So let's keep an eye on that and see what the outcome is. But yes, the Major League Soccer are investigating the matter. But it seems on the day itself at the game, this one seemed like it was handled in the right and proper way. I think that is me done with you guys tonight, guys, until tomorrow. I'm giving you guys a chance to call in. I'll give you guys another 60 seconds to call in if in case you want to say something. Jermaine Miller, if you're having problems calling into the show at any point when you get to watch this live stream, let me know and I'll try to save your number, or send me your number, DM me your number, and I will save it to my phone and drop you a message. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they are investigating the matter. MLS are investigating the matter. I guess they could utilize VAR, right, to see or just watch a replay of the game, a normal replay of the game to see what happened or what allegedly happened. You get where I'm coming from. So yeah, I'm sure they'll well, at least I'm hoping they'll use their appropriate tools to get to the bottom of things. Oh, yes, I almost forgot. If you guys have any ideas for the show, in terms of who you want me to interview and so on, then drop me a line. Always, send me a WhatsApp, okay? Um, Send me a WhatsApp of whatever ideas you guys have in mind, or if there's someone that you want me to try and interview, then send me a WhatsApp and I'll do my best to get it done for you all. So yes, before I close off, just to remind you all, we have some hasty fixtures coming your way as it relates to top flight of women's football in England. The North London Derby kicks off 1:30 p.m. my time. So that's 1:30 p.m. UK time on Saturday, the 24th of September. So this weekend. And they'll be taking on Rebecca Spencer and Drew Spence. So that is Arsenal. Arsenal are the home team. They'll be playing at the Emirates. So that's some welcoming news. North London Derby. First leg of the North London Derby. The return fixture, I'm sure, for the second part of the season, I'm sure that one will be played at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's only fair, isn't it? So Rebecca Spencer and Drew Spence will be taking on Arsenal in the North London Derby. And also on Super Sunday, so that's the day after, we have Khadija Banishaw, Manchester City taking on Chelsea. So two heavyweights going head to head on Saturday, and another pair of heavyweights going head to head on Sunday, right? And also we have football being played elsewhere as well, which we will, as usual, dive into. I spoke to Miss Panton and she is on board. Okay, that's wonderful. Yeah, I did notify her and told her that you'll be in touch. So I'm glad that you guys have made a connection. That is that for me, guys. Let's see something else. Yes, so before I forget my manners, thank you to you guys there in the comment section. Thank you for tuning in to both of my live stream. You guys, I can see there's a few familiar faces from the afternoon live stream and also from tonight's live stream. So thank you as always for giving me your continuous support. Can't do these live stream without you guys. So thank you for showing me your support. And I should be seeing you before the week comes to an end. If I don't see you between, what day is it tomorrow? Wednesday. I'm into Wednesday midweek. So if I don't see you between now and the closing of the week, I hope that you enjoy the rest of the week. And if I don't see you over the weekend for whatever the reason is, I hope that you have a smashing weekend. If you're out and about, I hope that you all make it home safe. I'm gonna have to rewatch this show due to poor signal, but this will always happen whenever it's this early. Okay, well, thank you for your support there, Mr. Beckford. If you're new to the channel, please do go ahead and hit the subscribe button and also hit the like button, whether you're new to the channel or one of my regulars. Always make sure you hit the like button. Okay, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care of yourself. Remember to eat for both of us. I'm going to have to sign off now because I've covered everything that I need to say for tonight's show. All right, so thank you again for your continuous support. God bless and take care. Until next time.
I'm John Barnes, and you're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.